Hello, everyone, and welcome to Storrs Nation here on UCTV. Along with Fatmir Alicoli and Mike Sevo, I'm Anthony DiBernardo. And here are tonight's headlines. Monday Night Football last night featured the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Redskins, where the Seahawks prevailed in a 27-17 victory. Russell Wilson rushed for 122 yards and a touchdown while completing 18 of his 24 passes for 201 yards. Surprisingly, the Seahawks actually played sloppier than usual, having over a dozen penalties for over 90 yards, including 3 penalties that actually canceled 3 different touchdowns to Percy Harvin. Mike, what do you have for us?
Well, what I've been paying attention to this week has been playoff baseball. Even as of right now, LA and St. Louis are playing, and St. Louis took a late inning lead thanks to a 3-run homer by Matt Adams.
Yeah.
It's a big win. They're looking at a couple innings away from going on to the NLCS. Also going on in the National League, Giants trying to take on the Nationals. Nationals stayed alive last night thanks to a late homer by Bryce Harper. Their offense starting to come alive a little bit. The Giants struggling to hold on. They're at home for the next game, but if they can't hold on, they're going back to Washington, and I think the Nationals can take it if they go home. In the American League, KC absolutely routed the Angels a few days ago. Yeah, Moustakas was looking like a king out there, smacking home runs left and right. Angels were completely out of sync. Trout and Pujols got combined 2 hits in the series. It was all Kansas City from the beginning. And last but not least, Baltimore also routed Detroit, took them right out of it too. Detroit looked like half the team they were at the beginning of the season. Despite the improved pitching and a pretty solid offense overall with an MVP-type caliber player in Miguel Cabrera, they had no answer for Baltimore's pitching. Baltimore shut them down. Their offense was effective. Adam Jones looked like a superstar out there. I like what I'm seeing. AL's going to be fun. NL is slated to be determined, but we will see what comes up next.
All right, yeah, the American League, Detroit Tigers just got rocked. Now let's kick it over. Fatmir, what do you got for us?
Well, the UConn football Huskies got a much-needed break this weekend, but now it's back to business. They face the Tulane Green Waves. Both teams currently stand at 1-4, and both teams are essentially identical right now. Young, inexperienced, but incredibly talented. UConn Huskies need this win absolutely. If they stop running back Sherman Beatty, then that is your key right now. They're having a lot of quarterback trouble. Their current starter is questionable for the game right now, so the UConn Huskies need to take advantage of that. The rushing defense has been impressive for the Huskies, and if they could get all the players started, Chandler Whitmer needs to have a consistent game. No unnecessary turnovers this time. The UConn football Huskies, huge conference game this week. See what they do.
All right, and we've got a great show coming up for you, including Tell Me How You Really Feel, and of course, everybody's favorite game, Fatmir and Falsemir. That's all coming up right here on Storrs Nation.
All right, welcome back. Now for our favorite segment of the week, Factmere versus Falsemere, which, as we introduced last week in its debut, I'm going to read Factmere's statement, and he's going to tell me if it's a fact, as in a Factmere, or false statement for Falsemere. So we're going to start off with the first statement. The New York Giants, Eli Manning, he's thrown 8 touchdowns and 1 interception in his last 3 games. The Giants have won their last 3 games. He's completing 66% of his passes. Giants are a little bit on a roll. This is the typical Giants start. They lose in the beginning, then they start winning. So, Eli Manning, he is the real deal. Factmere, Falsemere.
As much as this pains me to say, Factmere, he is back. This new offense is clicking. I'm a Patriots fan, that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, this offense is really clicking under their new offensive coordinator, and it's protecting him. The O-line is doing a phenomenal job, and they've gotten performances out of unlikely positions. Larry Donnell, I hope I got that name right, 4 touchdowns already, just came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Eli Manning, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. As you said, normally right now he's got 11 touchdowns and like 15 interceptions. Everyone was ready to give up on Eli. I was too. I gave up on him after the first Super Bowl with that miracle throw.
Wait, you gave up on him
I
after
gave up
a Super Bowl?
That was a lucky pass, Eli. Come on. You are not the real
Well, how can you
deal.
give up on him after a Super Bowl?
Because it's pure hatred right now. But I respect it and completely. He's back right now. He's going to give the Philadelphia Eagles a lot of trouble next week.
All right, so let's switch. Well, actually, let's
Still
keep
don't like
let's
But
keep
he's
it.
back.
Let's keep it with the NFL fact here. Okay. Now, the NFL, the Beats rule, probably one of the most outrageous rules you're going to hear. The NFL has this new sponsorship deal with Bose headphones, and now they've banned all players from wearing Beats by Dre during the game or 90 minutes after the game is over. Is this rule the most ridiculous rule you've ever heard of?
Oh, this is a huge Factmere. Where are your priorities, Roger Goodell? 2-game suspension for domestic abuse, but no one could have Beats. Absolutely not. That's unheard of. This is unbelievable. Yes, you got a new endorsement deal with Bose, whatever.
Bose, who cares?
Who cares? I mean, Beats is the hottest brand right now. Why would you even go with Bose? You go with Beats. Get a huge endorsement deal with them. Every one of your players is wearing them. You're going to forbid them to not wear it? Right now, they have the players taping over the B logo in some players. I've seen that. That's so childish and immature. These are grown men. They could be allowed to wear whatever headphones they want. Unbelievable, Goodell. Get your act together, man.
Factbeer, are you a Beats man yourself, though?
I am not a Beats man. I'm in college. I cannot afford it. $400 for headphones right now, that's ridiculous. But they can, and they should be allowed to.
You run with the regular iPod
I go
headphones.
for yep,
They were falling out of my ears, so I don't really like those.
It's ridiculous.
All right, let's switch now to baseball playoffs. We've got the Orioles and the Royals. Factbeer, did you see that coming to begin with before we even get to the question? Orioles-Royals?
I did. Actually, last
saw
week,
that.
I said Kansas City Royals going to the ALCS. That overpaid Angels lineup, unbelievable.
It just sounds very weird to say.
Very
Orioles
weird.
and Royals are playing for a chance to go to the World Series. So here we go. The Baltimore Orioles, they swept the Detroit Tigers and their heavy hitting and their heavy pitching lineup in 3 games. Now they're facing the Royals. Orioles, are they going to win the World Series?
False, Mir. Absolutely not. The Orioles, they've done a great job. Nelson Cruz has probably been the best potential free agent pickup of the year. Absolutely. But the Kansas City Royals are going to the World Series. I'm calling right here. No, absolutely. Their pitching is phenomenal. For the Kansas City Royals, it will be that incredible offense. Chris Davis, the loss, it cannot be underestimated. That guy, one swing of the bat, you got a 3-run home run. That is absolutely crucial to a team right now. Yes, they have other great players. Adam Jones, absolutely. Right now, they're also having some closer issues. So the Orioles, while they have a great run, Buck Showalter, phenomenal manager job. The Kansas City Royals are going to go to the World Series. They are the real.
He's not very good at interviews. He's like a Bill Belichick of the
no
MLB.
No one tops the hoodie. Absolutely not.
All right, now a little more UConn related here. UConn football. Now, if some of our fans, if you're wondering, yes, we asked this exact same Falsmere question last week, and we're going to continue to ask it as UConn continues to struggle. For the 5th straight game, UConn has turned over the ball in the very first possession of the game. And it's just been pretty ridiculous. They've turned it over every single possession of every. It seems like of every single game, and they lost by 16 points just on turnovers, and 17 points on turnovers the week before. UConn does not turn over the ball in the first possession of the game.
Falsmere, they will turn over the ball. Bob Diago in his press conference stated that he will try a lot of new things, potentially put in Deshaun Fox in possible quarterback situations. Why would you do that? You need your team practice. You need discipline. You can't experiment. He also said that Arkeel Newsom would have a lot more playing time, which is great. Talented young player, but he's inexperienced. He might turn over the ball.
He did turn over the ball
exactly
in week 2, I believe. Yep.
So I understand he had a huge play, returning for a touchdown. You probably do need him, get him more touches, but not right now, okay? His chance of turning the ball are great right now, and I think it will happen. This is a fact. Falsmere, I believe.
Falsmere. They're definitely going to do it. Why do you got to be so pessimistic towards UConn football?
Sorry, Huskies, you've let me down.
All right, well, wraps it up with Factmere, Falsmere. Chances are we're going to have new questions next week, but that question will probably be the same exact question. So have some faith in that. We'll be right back with Are You Kidding Me?
Welcome back to Storrs Nation. I'm Mike Seaver, along here with the Cam Show himself, Cam DeBrusque. We're going to bring you guys a little bit of Are You Kidding Me? One of my favorite segments, of course, and I'll get things started off. I'm here to talk to you guys about how people were questioning Brady the past week after the terrible loss to the Chiefs, as whether or not he was still an elite quarterback. They were asking Belichick if they thought Brady wasn't going to start next week. And Belichick's just like, for the first time maybe his whole life, I think I saw him laugh. He laughed at the question, and he had every right to. Like, reporters, are you kidding me? Media? Come on, guys. Let's be realistic here. Tom Brady is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. Ever play the game. Yet, one bad game away against the Chiefs means that he's all of a sudden not a good quarterback anymore, as he shouldn't start anymore, he shouldn't play anymore, putting Garoppolo? Come on, guys. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? God, Cam, please help me clear my mind. What do you got for me?
Well, back with the NFL, after Arizona lost to Denver and Cincinnati lost to New England and Tom Brady's great showing on Sunday night, there are no longer any undefeated teams in football. In fact, in the AFC East and the AFC North, there are each 3 2-loss teams in those divisions, and there are 7 1-loss teams in football right now. So you can clearly see that the NFL is wide open. With 7 teams who with one loss, that's 7 possible first round buys in the playoffs even. So we'll see as the NFL goes forward. But for right now, are you kidding me? No undefeated teams. We're going into week 6 right now.
Sounds like it's about as wide open as the Grand Canyon, if you want to agree with me on that one. Anyways, moving forward, Angels' offensive issues in their series against the Royals. Now, I, for one, was a little surprised that the Angels could finally pull it together, this season with all the great hitting prospects that they have in Trout, Pujols, Hamilton. That core of guys, that should be an unbeatable tandem. But it hadn't really worked out until this season when they got 98 wins in the regular season. They go out and play an upstart Kansas City Royals team, and they just forget how to hit. I mean, literally forget how to hit the baseball. Like Mike Trout and Al Pujols went for a combined 2 for 24 for the whole series. 2 hits for 2 MVP caliber type players. Pujols won the MVP like 3 times, and Trout, if he doesn't win it this year, will win it eventually. Like, are you kidding me, guys? You're the best 2 hitters in baseball on the same team in the middle of the best lineup in baseball. At least that's the way they were playing, and they couldn't have hit the side of an airplane. Are you kidding me, guys? Kim, what else you got?
All right. Well, last night, during Monday Night Football, after the game, Richard Sherman was in the news again for his usual trash talking. This time it was about Pierre Garçon, and he did have a valid point to make where Pierre Garçon in the highlight tape was clearly grabbing Richard Sherman's dreadlocks way past the 5-yard mark. So technically, you are allowed to grab a player's dreadlocks when tackling them. But Pierre Garçon was not really trying to tackle right there. He was trying to hold Richard Sherman to try and get open. So, really, Pierre Garçon, you're grabbing hair. That's what you've resorted to. Are you kidding me?
Well, honestly, Cam, my producers want me to grab your hair right now, but I can't do it. I can't touch that beautiful flow that's a mass in the center of his head. I just can't do it. Maybe next time. Maybe the next time Sherman gets his dreadlocks pulled, I'll consider taking Cam off the desk, just ripping him down. But we'll save that for a different time. That wraps it up for this segment, and we'll be right back with Storrs Nation after this.
Welcome back, guys, to Storrs Nation. It's time to play one of my favorite games. The only game that really needs a psychiatrist chasing a trademark. Tell me how you really feel, where these 2 guys are going to tell me how they really feel about certain topics going on in sports. First things first, 5 of the top 10 schools in college football were upset last week. That includes Alabama, Roll Tide, and Oklahoma. Both of them lost, including to TCU. Gotta love TCU. Guys, with all those upsets happening in college football, tell me how you really feel.
All right, I'll go first. Saban, Matt, question mark and exclamation mark. Absolutely. Listen, this was probably the most high-profile loss out of all of them. Nick Saban, his era of dominance might be over right now. Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, boy.
Listen,
Nick Saban done?
no, he's not done. His era, going to 3 out of 4 national championships, that was impressive. It's not going to happen again. I know it's just 1 loss, but Ole Miss, I think they could have easily beaten them. I know they're maybe a bit overrated now, 3rd in the nation. Okay, no. But Saban era possibly over. I'm calling it.
All right. With the bold prediction that Nick Saban's reign of terror over college football is over. Well, Mike, tell me how you
I'm
really
just going to
feel.
ask, is it basketball season yet? I mean, okay, here's my thing. College football's all right, but I am a basketball fan that goes to a basketball school. So all I really care about in this matter, yeah, sure, Alabama lost. I don't really care. They're annoying. When's basketball season going to start? I can't wait to defend the title here. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Winner of round 1, your bold prediction about Saban was a little too much for me, and I'm a basketball fan myself. We give it a Mike.
Hey,
Round
Batman.
2. That's 1 point. Point for Mike. Round 2. We're going to my New York Jets. Yeah, that's right. Serious face. New York Jets football. Well, it's not really football when it's terrible. The quarterback issues that the Jets have been happening since Vinny Testaverde was, underneath the snaps. While Michael Vick and Geno Smith have been god-awful the first 5 weeks of football, and there's really no hope in sight for any of us. This is a fake smile, by the way. Guys, cure me. Tell me how you really feel. We'll start with Mike on this one.
This one goes out to my producer, Eric. Hashtag pray for Eric.
Pray for Eric.
A very big
That's
Jet fan, a
awesome.
very dedicated Jets fan, a very depressed Jets fan. I believed in Gino, I believed in Vic, and it's not really working right now. And I feel really sorry for Eric and the rest of Jets Nation on what's going down right now. I just hope you guys can figure it out in the next decade or so, because it doesn't seem it's going to happen anytime soon, that's for sure.
Well, all right, well, I'm sobbing right here next to you, and it's pray for Eric, not pray for me. All right, that's fine. Lost a few points on there. Let's see how Fat Mir rebuts. Tell me how you really feel.
Bring back Tebow.
Oh,
I'm calling
no.
right now. He needs to get off the SEC network, whatever. Get in there. I mean, Geno Smith.
I love that.
Geno
Yes.
Smith's
Bring
game
back
was
Tebow.
terrible. 2 out of 7 for 27 yards, I believe. Michael Vick, no better right now. It's time. Geno Smith, he's had an okay career so far, but it's clearly not working. Whether it's the management of the New York Jets, whether it's Rex Ryan, maybe a little bit overconfident. It's time to move on. Maybe tank the season. Go for Jameis Winston in the draft. You need something,
That could
Jets.
work.
That could work, absolutely.
So could Tebow.
But Tebow,
I'll do it for you. I'll play
I'm
for
telling
you.
you, man, you're
I'm
doing a good
ready.
job
I'm
on the
ready.
SEC
I
network,
graduate in
but
May.
they're
Give me a
calling you.
contract.
They're calling you.
I'm Tebowing because I'm praying for a hope in sight for the Jets. Props to Fat Mir. He gets the point. All right. Time for best 2 out of 3. Final topic. Patriots. The New England Patriots whoop the behinds of the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday. It was kind of embarrassing.
Yep.
When asked about it, Bill Belichick clearly just said, we're still on Cincinnati. Guys, after a dominating victory by the New England Patriots, after a dominating loss the previous week to the Chiefs on Monday Night Football, guys, tell me how you really feel. We'll go with Fat Mir this one.
Redemption, absolutely. That
Plain
first
and simple.
drive of the game pretty much just said everything. They were so determined. They were just running the ball. Stephen Ridley was absolutely so aggressive, 110 yards overall. Tom Brady, after that first touchdown pass, you could see the anger in his eyes. It was unbelievable. All those doubters calling for Garoppolo, he completely silenced them. They were getting Brady chants all over the stadium, even though those same fans were calling for Garoppolo. So come on, Patriots
Gotta be
fans. Redemption absolutely for the coach, for the players. This was absolutely needed.
All right. This is for the win.
Mike.
Okay,
Mike,
I think
tell
I got
me how
this
you
one.
really feel.
Duh, everybody. Duh. Did you guys really believe that Tom Brady was not going to will into victory after a game like that? After all that doubt? Tom Brady is the fiercest competitor in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yep.
Go online, read an article that came out today about a former offensive tackle that played with Brady. He said, fiercest competitor he's ever worked with. Whether it's chugging beer outside of training camp, whether it's
I read
taking
that.
down one of the better teams in the Bengals, he's the best. It was never about who the other players playing better. It was never about Ridley playing better or Gronk or whatever. Sure, they could have helped Brady play better, but it's always been about Brady playing better this season. And it will be for the rest of the season, too. It's not going to change. It's New England Patriots, Tom Brady. Synonymous terms. Forever. Synonymous terms. Like, it's going to be Brady, and he showed up. He didn't want to show up. He dominated. He is back, and he's back big. Look out, AFC.
Absolutely.
Tom Brady, the beer drinking champion. The winner this
Redemption.
week.
The winner,
Tell me how you
duh.
feel.
The winner,
Duh. It's Mike Sevo. That wraps it up.
battle
Tell me
that's
how
out
you
there.
really
That
feel.
was a good battle.
We'll be right back with more Storrs Nation. Welcome back to Storrs Nation here on UCTV. Guys, it's time for our bold predictions for this week here in sports. Mike, what do you have for us?
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the UConn and Tulane game that's coming up for this coming weekend, and I have a hard time picking UConn on this one only because I looked at Tulane's schedule and they've played some, I'd say, fairly stiffer competition. So even though they haven't really lost in more than 3 touchdowns or so, I think there was one outlier that I can't remember. They got blown out.
Yeah.
But they've managed to hang in there playing against better teams. UConn has played some pretty bottom of the barrel type teams, and they've only won one of those games, and they're not on a competition level yet. It's just that they're having quarterback issues mid-season. They're going to name a position skill player quarterback potentially in Deshaun Fox. I'm taking Tulane 17-10. I just don't see UConn blowing this one out.
UConn has a lot of problems this season. Hopefully things can get better. Fat Mir.
Well, I'm moving over to the NFL. This Thursday night game, I got the Houston Texans beating the Indianapolis Colts.
Wow.
Andrew Luck has had arguably an MVP season. Absolutely phenomenal. But he hasn't faced J.J. Watt yet. That guy is a monster. Unbelievable. He could intercept the ball. He could just swat it, J.J. swat. And he could just put pressure on him that he hasn't seen so far. Andrew Luck struggles against Houston. Houston pulls out the victory 28-24.
Wow. Tony Romo didn't really struggle against J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt
Go
did have
Cowboys.
a bounce back
Cowboys.
week this week. All right, and my final bold prediction is that the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to come back today and win the National League Division Series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Wait, what? What? Oh, they got eliminated already?
Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm not actually talking
breaking
to somebody
news.
in my ear. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Royals are actually playing in the American League Championship Series for the first time since 1985. Let's go Royals. I'm picking them to win the entire thing, the World Series and the Championship Series against the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, you heard it here. And when I'm right, I'm right. Not always, but, that's whatever. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up here for Storrs Nation, along with Mike Sevo and Fat Mir. I'm Anthony DiBernardo, and we'll see you next week.